Right, there are 16 racers tonight on the grid, and the track they're racing will be Aida in Japan, which is now called Okoyama. We're right now in the warm-up phase, and I guess we'll pretty soon jump to the start so that the race can begin.
It's a beautiful circuit, Eckhart, isn't it?
Yeah, it is certainly a beautiful circuit. It's a circuit that's been used in the Formula One races too in 1994 and 1995. And guess who won the races there?
You know it?
Yeah, I of course checked on Wikipedia, so being your very well-informed broadcaster here, I can tell you it was both times a Michael Schumacher win.
Whoa. Yeah, a monster winning in a great track with, you know, it's pretty technical. It's a challenge for every driver.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's, if I counted correctly, there are 11 turns, the first and last being called first turn and last corner, or first corner and last corner, which I really like very much. The second one is called Williams, then we're into the Moss F, then we have the Atwood curve, which is about a 90-degree turn, or sorry, a 180-degree turn. Then we go down a second long straight to the hairpin, and then we have the really technical part there, going into a part called Revolver, and then into Piper, which is really difficult to take, and then up a little straight, and we have another really technical part just before the end there. That's Redman and Hobbs, and then the Mike Knight corner leads us straight on to the last corner, and that in turn leads us onto the start and finishing straight. Also, the pit entrance, for those drivers who have not tested it, will be quite difficult to take because it starts way before the last corner, and it's really easy to miss it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's in the inside of the last corner, and if you are not used to the track, well, you can have a, you know, you can have a it's a dangerous place of the track.
Yeah, I hope that all our drivers will be able to take that corner correctly. And I tested the track in the GTR Evo version yesterday night too, and I found out that if you actually miss the pit entrance and then just join the pit lane a bit later, you will not get penalized there because, well, it's very difficult to get a penalty here actually, to get a stop and go for 2 or 3 times crossing where you shouldn't cross. There's several places where you can actually leave the track just a little, which I think is fair enough.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so we're all set and ready. How much time before the start then?
Well, I think we are about to move into the grid and start listening to the roaring pipes and roaring engines.
Okay.
And, I am really looking forward for the first race of the season, Eckhart. I think this will be a big challenge, and I think it will be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it certainly will. I think it's another week to go, isn't it, before the first race? And if I'm not mistaken, it will be on the Roaring Pipes Maniacs home track, won't it?
Yep. Their home GP, the Roaring Pipes Maniacs GP at Nürburgring GP.
Exactly. That's a pretty good choice, and what's interesting is that track, at least in my opinion, is not so different to the track we're racing on today. So it really is a good warm-up track, Aida, to check whether everything is fine.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because it's a track that fits pretty well that class, the GT and the GT Sport.
Yep.
So, well, we can see, I think, 2 great races next weekend.
Yeah, I hope so too. For those of you who don't know the date yet, that will be the 31st of October. We will see the GT Sport at Nürburgring GP. That will be broadcast live here on PSR TV. And the second race would be slightly... No, sorry, hang on. It's the GT Sport that we'll actually see, starting the series on the 31st of October. And then we'll see the faster cars, the GT Pro, on the 2nd of November. However, that unfortunately won't be broadcast, so we'll simply keep you up to date the next race and tell you all about the results and the points and who's leading the tables and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. We will even make a video with the highlights of the Sunday races every Friday.
Brilliant.
So,
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's good news. So everybody can take a look to the Sunday race and watch how the teams did performance in this event.
Oh, perfect. Okay, I see we are now exactly joining the grid. And some of the drivers are already on the grid, in fact.
Should we bet for the results today, Eckhart?
Well, there are some very good drivers here on the track today. David Greco of your very own Black Rebels team. I mean, that is one of the ace drivers out there. There's also Christopher Aponte of the Roaring Pipes Maniacs, who will definitely make a push there. Samuel Liebert, I can see there in the Black Lister Storm. He's going to be in a good position to fight for the win. Richard Dayton, he's going to also be a good contender. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he won the last test race. And then there's Christopher Larsson of the Blue Flag Racing Team, who's always a racer who's always in contact with the leading people.
Yeah. There is a high level in the grid. I think all the drivers can fight for every position into the grid. It will be, very close fighting all the race, I think.
Yeah, let's hope so. Let's hope that we have some good action here tonight. Let's hope that we see some very close fights, and especially let's hope that we see some fair racing. So let's watch out for that first turn there, which is of course always a big problem.
Yep, let's see. It will be the hottest point of the race. The first corner, the start. Here we go, I think, Eckhart.
Yes, here they go. It's a rolling start, and you can see some going off there, and in the front position, I think we have a Corvette, and that should be Christopher Aponte. And he's followed closely by Mike Simeon in that white car, and then there's an Aston Martin behind. That should be Christopher Larsson in the Blue Flag Racing, and Samuel Bird now trying to make a move on Christopher Larsson. He actually is, but he doesn't get close to moving ahead. Oh, big mistake there by the front man, but he can just cover up, and they're going down the long straight now on the opposite side of the track. Samuel Bird again trying to make a move on Christopher Larsson. And a move there in the front, but no way. This is staying the same.
Samuel Liebert, it's pushing very hard. He knows the race is very long and he needs to win the position at the beginning. But
exactly.
Hey, Christopher will. It's very competitive. It will be not easy.
Yep. Exactly, they're almost done with the first lap now. Christopher Larsson there having some trouble with his car, and Samuel Liebert still following. And now they're going down the front straight, and it's Christopher Aponte who actually passes the finish line first after the first lap. And he's followed by Mike Simeon, and then in third place Christopher Aponte, Samuel Liebert, followed by Graham Kerr, another Aston Martin. Ooh, he's going wide there just a little.
Oh,
so that means the second Aston Martin. Michael Helen is now in position number 5. No change there in the first 4.
You can see there's a big combat ahead of Michael Helen for the position 3, I think.
Yep, there is. I think Samuel Bird is really pushing, making a move there on Christopher Larson. They're going down the straight again. Nah, he's too far away.
Yeah, it was a complicated overtaking movement, I think. Christopher was, far away.
Exactly. Looks a little as if the first four are actually pulling away just a little from Michael Helena number 5. Notice how Samuel Bird always is very late in breaking into the turns and then actually has some trouble getting out of the turns.
Yeah, it looks like that. And if you look the fight of the position 5, now it seems Graham Kerr is chasing very, very close to Michael Helen.
Yeah, exactly. Graham Kerr is really close there. And then behind Graham Kerr we have Luca Di Manincor.
Yes, those guys should take care of the tires, you know. If you fight more than necessary, you will pay it at the half of the race.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree with you there, David. I don't know if this track is really too hard on the tires, but I think these beasts, these really huge big cars here, really put a lot of stress on the tires with their powerful machines, don't they?
Yeah.
Okay, another move there by Samuel Bird now. On the outside, trying to get past, but again, he doesn't quite make it. He's on the outside now.
Yeah, he's making mistakes.
Going over the grass, actually.
Okay, back on track. It's Samuel Livert. It's very, very close to Christopher Larson.
That seems to be the big battle.
Yeah, it is, of course. It's great. I can imagine the stress on Christopher Larson now.
And there he goes, Samuel Bird, and they're now moving out onto the straight. No, Christopher Larson again just nudges him. But now Bird is in the following him very closely, and he's trying his next move.
Whoa, that was close.
That was really close, but I think they both know exactly what they're doing, and they both know exactly where they can push and where they can't.
Yes, I think they are in the limit, Eckhart. They are very close, and whoa, that was close.
Ooh, Samuel Bird going just a little bit wide here, but fully under control.
Well, I think it's yeah, it is. I think it's yeah. I was saying, Eckhart, it's a problem. Because, you know, Christopher is not that far from Samuel.
Yeah. What I think is amazing is that these two are really fighting, but they're still staying in contact with Mike Simeon in second place there.
Exactly.
I mean, very often we see that people who are engaged in a very, very close fight, then actually they go just a bit slower because they're concentrating on the fight. Look at it. The Bird again on the inside. Whoa, that is close racing. And again, Christopher Larson taking the outside there. And that's in the Atwood curve actually. And again, he's just slightly in front.
Whoa!
Ooh.
Look at that. Now they are very close.
Driver. That's Mike Simeon going just a little wide there.
It looks like as if the acceleration of the DBR9 was a bit better than the Lister one.
Exactly. Yeah, it seems that Christopher has found a really good setup here, at least for the first 4 or 5 laps. let's see how his setup copes in the long run. I mean, they still have, I don't know what, something like 85 minutes, 80 minutes to go. So, but I think at least for the first laps, this is a perfect setup that he has.
Yeah, looks like this. Anyway, if there is a fast guy in the track now, he's opening a bigger gap now. It's Christopher Aponte from Roaring Pipes Maniacs. Yep. He's always fast. It's amazing.
Yeah, let's focus on the first place guy there, Christopher Aponte. Some people may still know him under his name, Senora Barriga.
Yeah.
That was way back, wasn't it?
Dushi Sanka guy also.
Yeah, he was with Dushi Sanka Racing way back. Now, of course, he's with the Roaring Pipes Maniacs, Mr. Hangerval's outfit.
He used to be always in every class. He can take a mini, he can take a World Touring Car machine, and he will be always competitive.
Yeah, it's quite amazing. And also, I've seen many of his races, and I've never seen just a dirty move by him. He's just a racer that is very much in control of what he's doing, that is very fair to the other drivers, and always, has a real good, kind of view of what's going on around him, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's, a gentleman, and, also I think in his team, the Roaring Pipes Maniacs, they are, very competitive, and they are gentlemen also. It's a good team with good drivers, and Christopher is the one racing today, but they will be hard to beat in this championship.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's concentrate then again on the fight there for third and fourth position. I think that now Lubert is... Oh, he touches Simeon, and that means... Yeah, Christopher Larsen just slipped back in. Oh, that was close.
A little mistaken. Christopher wasn't there.
Yeah. He was just getting past Christopher, and then he just overshot a little and touched Mike Simeon in the back. And right now they're in fact losing a bit of speed, I think, with Aponte pulling away just a little, and Michael Helen in 5th place, actually coming up.
Yes, I think Kurt, that slowing down the group, that is making things easier to Christopher and also to Michael Helen.
Yeah. Ooh, they're touched there by Mike Simeon and Christopher Larsen, and Samuel Bird. He's slipping past, he's attacking. They're now moving into the last corner, and he's passed. He's in the second position now. It's the position that he wanted. Ooh, and there was a spin on the straight by Christopher Aponte. What's that? He's slowing down.
Whoa. Yeah, now, look, he went back to P3 now. And we have
Michael Helen has caught up. There must have been some problem with the steering or something going on with his PC. It was on the start and finish straight that he actually turned.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of problem. Maybe he put the left tire onto the grass. I don't know.
Yeah, possible. Quite possible.
Yeah, these cars are very sensible in acceleration, so a tire in the grass and you will have problems.
Yep, that means that Samuel Bird is now our new race leader. He's in front, and he's already putting a little distance.
Yeah, and the real thing is that he looks like being quite fast when fighting for the position, the third position. So maybe he can open a gap now in the lead.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like it. Oh, and there's a very slow car just in front of Samuel Bird. That means we might already have the first lapping movement there.
There's also a good fight for the 7th position. Kevin Asher from RPM made a good overtake, and I want to say hello to Kevin's friends. that are following the broadcast. And,
Okay.
yeah, go ahead, guys.
Yeah, that was Jose, of course, our cameraman, and he's pointing us to Kevin Usher, who is in 7th position. And if I'm not mistaken, his team is also rowing Pipes Maniacs. Am I right? Please confirm.
Yeah, it's right.
Okay, and he's closely followed by another Aston Martin. That's Graham Kerr there in 8th position.
Yeah, I think Kevin did manage to overtake Graham Kerr in the 8th position. So, well,
Okay.
if Kevin have a good pace, we know he's fast, and I think he can approach to Luca the Manincore in P6, I think, with his pace.
Yeah. It's Luca Di Manincore here in 6th position.
But look at this Eckhart. Look
Oh,
how
they're really tight there.
yeah.
Really tight fighting.
The fight for position 3, it's making Luca the Manincore getting close.
Oh, look there. That was Christopher Ponti getting past, and a little touch there to Mike Simeon, who then drops places and rejoins after Michael Helen.
Yeah, I think Michael Helen and Christopher Larson have a similar pace. You know, they don't used to make mistakes. They are very consistent.
Yep.
And well, maybe we see a blue flag TBR fight at the end of the race. Eckhart.
Yeah, you never know. At least at this point, Christopher Ponti is being attacked by Christopher Larson, and he's actually passed.
Yeah.
Even before the hairpin, he manages, but look at that. Ponti going on the inside, little touch there, little touch again, and Larson stays in front. And Michael Helen, very careful driving by him, very well done, and in fact, that means that Simeon can fit through, and he's in 5th place again now.
Yeah, well, I think Michael did receive a hit on the side of the car, a little hit from Mike Simeon. Well, the one taking advantage in this situation was Christopher Larson. Let's see if he can take now a good pace.
Yeah, and I see that red car there in the back. That's Luca Di Manincore, and he's also taken advantage of the situation that these 4 are fighting so close in this lap, and he has actually closed the gap, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, the gap. I think the gap disappeared. Now they are in a group.
Yeah, and Michael Heller now really in some trouble there, trying to defend against Luca Di Manincore.
Yeah. Yeah, and we know the Salem is a great car, fast, a good acceleration. Maybe I would say in the top 3 or top 4 of the most competitive cars in the grid.
Oh, brilliant. So Christopher Larson now in 2nd position, and there's no sign of Christopher Ponti. No sign of Samuel Liebert, who has pulled away a lot. Let me quickly check the timing. And the timing says that there is an 8 seconds gap already between Christopher Larson in 2nd position and Christopher Ponti in 3rd, then is 10 seconds away from Samuel Liebert. We then have the next 2, Michael Helen, Luca Di Manincore, 11 seconds away, and then there's a huge gap, 50 seconds gap to Riccardo Conti and Massimo Dalla Pellegrina, with Martin Hallman and Kevin Usher already up 1 lap down.
Yes, exactly, Eckhart. And look at this. It looks like David Greco is also contacting with the group in P7.
David Greco, yes, he's coming up from behind, isn't he?
well, if they should take a look into the mirror, because you know this guy is very fast and he has very clear ideas when driving. So, well,
yeah,
it's a problem to the guy in front.
Yeah, I can see that. Let's have a look here. Mike Simeon still in 4th position. Okay.
Okay, Eckhart. What report, or what do you think is the hottest part of the race?
Alright, I saw a little message pushing across my screen at the top, and that said that Samuel Libert has in fact left the race, which probably was not what he wanted to do. I guess there's a little steam problem involved or something, but that means we do in fact have a new race driver who is none other than Christopher Larson of the Blue Flag Racing Team. And that also means we have a really close gap to the second driver, who is none other than Christopher Aponte, followed by Mike Simeon, followed by Luca de Marinpur, followed by, oops, David Greco. He's certainly moving up the grid.
Yeah.
And then Mikael Helen trailing them, I think basically just watching what's going on, waiting for his chance.
Yeah,
and
I think he's
Greco
taking
now.
it easy. Whoa, look at him.
Yep, and David Greco trying to make a move there on the inside.
Yeah, now look at the Maninkori is in problems, I think.
Yeah, that could be possible. Okay, so I hope we're following David Greco right now, because he's really closing up on the guy in the fourth position, that's Luca de Manincourt, and he's about to make his move every second now, I think. They're right now in Hobbs, and they're leading Hobbs right now, and David Greco on the inside now. I just can't do that. And they're now moving on to the start and finish straight, and I wouldn't be surprised for David to make his move at the end of the start and finish straight.
Yeah, but it looks like the Salem have a better acceleration, Eckhart. Looks like...
Exactly.
Yeah, it looks like Greco is losing the gap in the exit of the corners.
Yeah. Right, he's really close when it comes to battling in the corners, but once they're out, the Salim really seems to be very powerful on the straight.
Yeah.
But now, he might just get into the slipstream. We're on the long straight, going up to the hairpin. But look at that, the Salim is pulling away again, and Mikael Hannon actually making a move. No, he isn't.
Yes, I think Luca de Manincourt is slowing down a bit to Mr. Greco and Mr. Helen. But the fact is that with the acceleration the Salem have, it will be very hard to overtake that car.
It certainly will. I mean, if somebody like David Greco is, you know, and you can really see he's working at it. He's trying every which way, every single turn. He's trying to put his car into a good position. But it's just that at the end of the long straight, that Celine is simply gone. Here he goes again. They're going down the straight now. Into the first turn, and
sorry, Eckhart. I think he needs to get out of the corners closer to the car in front.
Yeah, possibly. Look at it. He's really close now, and he might make a move. No, he doesn't. All right. The two are again out of Atwood Curve and down the second straight. And I wouldn't be surprised if he tries something in one of the more technical, more slow passages. What do you think, David?
Sorry, repeat, Kurt. I could not hear you okay this time.
I wouldn't be surprised if he would try a move in one of the more technical passages, because seeing that he doesn't really have a chance trying to catch him after one of the long straights, there's really no other place for him to make a move, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. Totally agree, Eckhart, because the only.
Oh, look, he's running wide. He's running wide.
Yeah.
And David Greco is in fourth.
Well, that was the other chance. Wait for a mistake of the car in front.
Yeah, I think that's pretty clairvoyant of you, David. I mean, you were just trying to tell me that he's waiting for the other guy, for Luca de Manincourt, to make just a small mistake, and in that very instant, Manincourt made the mistake, and Greco could step past to now be in fourth position.
Maybe we should take a look to the positions of the understandings of the race at the moment, Eckhart. Okay, who's in the lead now? It's Christopher Larsson from Blue Flags Racing.
Yep.
And it looks like he's taken a big gap.
Yeah, there was an accident, and I don't know if it was actually caught on TV, but this led to a complete shake-up there between positions 2 and 5. We now see David Greco in second position, actually pulling away a little and closing the gap on Christopher Larson. Mike Simeon in third, Mikael Helen in fourth, right now being attacked by the Celine of Luca de Manincourt, and Helen fights back, and yes, he stays in fourth, Luca de Manincourt in fifth, and then Christopher Aponte, who obviously had some problems there, is now in sixth position.
Yeah, look the back of Christopher's car. It looks like he had some problems in some part of the race.
Yeah, it certainly does. Actually, I think the tail lights are on, and look at the way, and also, at least to me, it doesn't really sound very good, the car. It sounds as if he really had a big bump somewhere. And it's also, if you look at the left,
yeah, the nose and the back of the car looks like damaged.
Yeah, just what I was saying, David. the right front looks damaged and also the right back. It looks as if he's gone into a wall somewhere with his right side, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks like that, Eckhart. I don't know. I don't know if it was in the spin we saw in the main straight. I am not sure, but well, the car is damaged. That's a fact.
Yep. And he's really losing speed, I think. I mean, he's desperately trying to not lose contact to the guys in front, and but it doesn't look as if he can really close the gap, doesn't it?
Yeah, as you say, it looks like he's having problems to keep the pace of the group ahead of him. So, well, maybe in the pit stop he can solve some of the problems he have now. Oh, look at that!
There's a lot of smoke there. There's a lot of smoke. And that was Mike Simeon obviously having a problem, and he has left the race.
Yeah, he's out.
Okay, so this is the race leader, Christopher Larsen, with, let's have a quick check how much time we already have done. 19 laps we have done, and so that means we should have done about 23 or 24 minutes of the race.
I am wondering, Eckhart, what happened to Mike Simeon from FlatOut Racing Team. It was strange because he was in a good pace all the time, fighting for position 3.
Yes, it seems like we are experiencing some problems here with the connection, doesn't it? If you look at the small amount of cars still in the race, there seem to be serious problems tonight, just trying to stay in connection. Let me give you a quick rundown here. I'm having a look at the timing right now of who is actually still in the race, and I must tell you that the field is very small. It's Christopher Larsen leading, and 2 seconds behind David Greco, and then 9 seconds behind Michael Hallen, 11 seconds behind Luca de Manincourt, then 13 seconds behind Christopher Aponte. Then we have a huge gap, 1 minute and 35 seconds behind Massimo Dalla Pellegrina. I think he's about to be lapped by Christopher Larsen, actually. And
yeah,
then 2 laps down. 2 laps down, Martin Holman, and another 2 laps down, Riccardo Conti. And that, if I have counted correctly, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars still in the race of 17 starting.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, as you say, there are some technical problems. I am not sure, but well.
Yeah, it seems like it. It seems like it. Okay. And Christopher Larsen is passed now. He has left the car in position 8.
Yeah, it's Massimo Dalla Pellegrina, the guy from the Burning Tires International Simracing Team. Man, I really love the website of that guys. You know, they have the Italian style. They are, well, it's great, and I think they are also very fast, Eckhart.
Yeah, they look like it. They certainly do. And also now I can see that David Greco has moved past Massimo Dalla Pellegrina. So Christopher Larsen still in front. He's in the technical passage now and turning into Piper actually. Haha. Well, David, that's what I call perfect cooperation. Yeah, Aston Martin is really in center stage here. Yeah, Mikael Hallen in 3, so that makes it 3 Aston Martins in front.
Anyway, look at the Manincor and Christopher Aponte are not losing the gap. Depending, it will be very interesting to see what the strategy is everybody having.
Yeah, I really wonder whether these guys will actually pit pretty much in the middle of the race, or whether they will quite possibly do a very long run first and then pit, just filling in a wee bit of petrol to finish the race with their fresh tires, or maybe they will even stay on the same tires the whole race. I honestly have no idea what strategy these guys will follow.
Yeah, neither me. Well, as you say, maybe someone is going to one stop. Maybe there are 2 stop strategies in there. Well, I think we have to wait, Eckhart.
Yeah, we certainly will. I would bet they will be following a one-stop strategy. I mean, these are all people playing sims at quite a high level, and I think they should be able to have their tire wear especially under control.
Yes, I think it's the most important thing. You depend. It's, in my opinion, the tires are the 80% of the car.
Yep. Okay, let's move a little bit down the grid now. We have Christopher Larson in front, and in second position it's David Greco. And he's really pushing, I think. He's really pushing, trying to make a move on Christopher Larson. Let's have a quick check at the time distance between them. Let's see if he closed the gap. He certainly has. It's 1.92 seconds now. So he was 3.6 seconds down the last time I watched, and now it's a 2 seconds gap. So he's really closing in.
Yeah, I think in a maybe 3-4 laps they will be fighting for the position, I think.
Yeah. And David Greco, if you look at him, he is on the grass sometimes, he's on the curbs, and really trying to get the most out of his car, isn't he? Ooh, going sideways there.
If you take a look to the lap times of, well, Greco and Larson, you will notice that they are very close even in the lap times. I mean, they are in low 28s.
Right.
Maybe Greco made a couple of 27, but well, they are very close in the gap also.
Yes, and if you look at their style of driving, I'm just been comparing the 2 styles of driving a little. It's more like Greco is actually bashing the car around the circuit. He's really, he's on the curves, he's a little on the grass sometimes. Whereas Christopher Larson tries to take a more controlled approach, I would say. It might be a little slower, but I have a feeling that over the long distance it might be a more reliable style of driving.
Yeah, well, I have to agree. Greco is on the limit, it's, as you say, over the curves, even over the grass. Maybe for a long distance race, well, we have to wait and see, but now it looks like
pretty focused.
Yeah, it looks like that.
Yeah, he's a pretty focused guy, David Greco, isn't he? And I can see him doing that for a long, long time, and I think the pressure on Larsson is pretty relentless. I mean, it's only 2 or 3 seconds behind, so if Larsson does just a very small mistake, that means he will have Greco hot on his trail.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's move down the grid just a little. We're leaving David Greco, and we're moving to Michael Hallen. Same car, different driver, and I think the gap should be something like 10 or 11 seconds to the 2 guys in front.
Yes, it is. Well, it is. Yes, around 10 seconds from Michael Hallen to David Greco Eckert. And, well,
okay.
Greco still in the same pace, from the same gap from Christopher Larsson. Now it looks like if they are in the same speed. It's around 2 seconds.
Okay, so the gaps are pretty solid now, aren't they? And Michael Hallen is, I think, doing a very good job. Just following the 2 guys in front, taking it easy. He might have, his tires might just be a bit better in the long run, and I wonder if he's going to make a push towards the end of the race, if he's actually keeping back a little, seeing that the gap doesn't open up too wide, but I mean, this is a long distance race, more or less, 90 minutes, that's a long time, and he might just take it slow right now and then push a little more towards the end. Don't you agree, David?
Yes, of course. Totally agree, Eckhart, because, if you take care of the tires at the beginning, well, you will be able to keep a good pace all the 90 minutes. If you are aggressive at the start, well, at least in the theorics, you will pay it. You will pay a high price in the end of the race.
Yeah, you certainly do. All right, let's move down the grid. Still one more spot to the guy in 4th position. We talked about him before. That's Luca de Manincourt. And David put me in the picture. If I'm not mistaken, that is a Celine he's driving, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a Celine.
Yeah, I like the sound of that car.
Yeah, it's an endurance car classic, and yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah, I can't wait for the skins to be released actually for the ETC tournament. We've had some previews on the forum, and some of the skins look absolutely breathtaking. And also for us here doing the commentator job, it'll be so much easier to tell the teams apart, won't it, David?
Yeah, of course. With the skins, it's very easy to identify, to know what team and what drivers are on track. And I think it will be more exciting.
Yeah, it certainly will be. It certainly will also give the whole thing focus that we actually want in this tournament, won't it? That's the team focus.
Yeah, exactly. It's a team challenge. So, well, the drivers are not scoring points. Only the teams are scoring points. Well, I think it's a new format, and I think it's exclusive and different from the things we have seen now.
Yeah, I totally agree there, David. And I also think it's a good idea that actually drivers can be basically swapped whatever way you want, so that means that you are pretty flexible in the teams. I mean, let's face it, everybody has a real life going on, and maybe some issues coming up, and it'll be very easy, on the team forum just to say, okay guys, it's a Friday evening, sorry I can't race, who can take my place? Because that way you won't lose your individual points, it's the team points that count.
Yes, exactly. When making, when creating the format, and we thought me and Jose, that this was a very good idea. In fact, I think it was Jose's idea, and I think it's an amazing format. As you say, it's very flexible, and it's very easy to a team like Blue Flags, like RPM, like the Black Rebels, teams with more than 10 drivers, to get four drivers to make an event, a race.
Yeah, I totally agree there. And so in the real tournament, we will have 2 drivers of each team competing in the classes, and then we will have all the classes, the races exclusive to one class. So like today we're seeing, or like tonight we're seeing a GT Pro race, and on Sunday we'll be having our GT Sport race. And we did the first 2 test races with mixed classes though, didn't we?
Sorry, Eckhart, you have to repeat the question.
Yeah, never mind.
I will answer it. Yeah.
Okay, Jose, chime in.
In fact, we tried to make the classic endurance race with mixed classes, but the problem is the spot limit in the simulator. With a total of 25 spots on the grid, we have to reserve some for the broadcasting. So we found the problem that making 2 classes or even 3 classes race together will result in few cars of each class, and with 2 cars going out in the first laps, the race will be really boring. So we were forced to change that.
Yeah, I think it was a good decision. I mean, I also first I favored the classic endurance format with the different classes mixing. You would have many maneuvers, people lapping the slower cars, and the slower cars having to deal with all these really fast guys around them. But I think the solution you 2 found is very good. It'll make for some interesting and very close races.
Well, I have to say that was not only this decision came from a lot of opinions and commentaries from the drivers.
Let's move to. Sorry, David. Let's move to David Greco, because David Greco is pitting at this point.
Yeah, well, maybe Eckhart, this was the answer for the speed of Greco. Maybe he was that fast because he was shorter in the first stint.
Yeah, that might be an answer. He did 29 laps. Michael Hallen has now moved past, and Luca de Manincourt is actually coming up. Christopher Ponte, Luca de Manincourt is pitting too. He's also in the pits now, and so we see 2 cars in the pits, and Christopher Ponte is in 3rd position now.
Now it looks like if Christopher Larson is in a very comfortable situation. Let's see how much fuel David Greco is taking with him now.
Yeah, okay, David Greco is back on track, and let me have a quick look at the timing to tell you the new distance to the leader, and he's now 1 minute behind Christopher Larson. Michael Hallen is 8 seconds behind, and Christopher Ponte is 20 seconds behind Christopher Larson. So that means Christopher can take a deep breath now, because Greco... Right.
Anyway, it looks like Michael Hallen is closing a bit the gap with Christopher Larson. It's around 8 seconds. Some laps ago he was around 10 seconds from David Greco, so...
Yeah, let's concentrate on Michael Hallen a little. That's a good idea. He's been driving a very consistent race, hasn't he, David?
Yeah, it's very usual in Michael Hallen. He used to be very constant. He used to be very competitive. So, well, he will always have chances of being the front, I think.
Yeah. I checked out the guy actually on your homepage, and it tells me, where do we have him? Mikael Helen. No, I didn't. I mixed him up with the other Swedish. That's Andreas Hultgren. No, sorry, I have no further information on Mikael Helen. Maybe you can fill us in a little. What kind of guy is he?
Well, he's an amazing guy. I think he's a good driver, but well, he's a better person. And yeah, he's a petrol head. He really loves that machines, and looks like, whoa, he's pitting in Eckhart.
Yeah, he certainly is. Well, we're lucky. We're lucky. Yeah. We're catching up. Look at that. Christopher Larsen is pitting right in front of him.
Well,
so
it will be interesting.
Okay, David?
Yeah, no, I was saying it will be interesting to see how many time it takes to pit in and pit out for both drivers.
Yeah, that means at this point Christopher Aponte is actually taking the lead. He's in position 1 now, and let's move to David Greco. He's going into the last turn now, and he's entering the straight. Let's see if he actually joins the race. And he's passed now. He's in second position, so it's Aponte leading David Greco now. Okay, let's move to Christopher Larsson. He is exiting the pits.
Yeah, also Mikael Helen is exiting the pits. And I think with the pit stop, Christopher, I think he increased the gap a bit with Mikael Helen.
Yeah, I'm just quickly checking the timing, David, and it's a 9-second gap now, so he increased the gap by about 1 or 2 seconds there in the pits.
Yeah.
What I think is surprising is that David Greco now has a 17-second lead, which means that he might be on a 2-stop strategy, whereas the other 2 might be on a 1-stop strategy, doesn't it?
Well, this is it's possible. David Greco's stop was very soon, so yeah, maybe he's in 2 stops strategy, and it looks like Christopher is going to one stop.
Yeah, it might be. And we have the next driver in the pits. That's Christopher Aponte. And I wonder if he'll have his damage repaired. That'll take a long, long time. But it might pay off in the long run, because then he has a car with much better handling.
And, it looks like Mikael Helen had a problem. He's pitting in again, Eckhart.
Oh, is he? Let's check him out. Here he is.
Yeah, at the same time, Christopher Aponte is going out to the track again. Mikael Helen.
Well, that looked like a stop and go.
Yeah. Really fast pit stop.
Well, maybe he only took some fuel.
Yeah, to me that looked like a stop and go. Or I mean, I really have no other explanation for that. He just pitted in, and then we saw him there for maybe like 5 seconds or so, and then he pitted out again, didn't he?
Yes, it was a weird movement.
Well, it can be the problem some people is having with the new pit menu. We have to get habituated to it, because still there are a lot of mistakes just selecting the pit options. Maybe it was that, I don't know.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Jose. That's That's possible. Also, if your pit is pretty close to the entrance, it's really, really difficult to get all the commandos down, all the instructions for your pit crew, what you want to have done or not have done, before actually pitting. And then, you know, working on these controls and trying to pit in exactly the right spot so you have a clean pit, that is very, very difficult. So it really pays if you have a pit further down the line, doesn't it?
Yeah, it can be a very stressful situation, Eckhart. You know, especially as you say, when you have the pit, your pit crew waiting for you some meters ahead. It's crazy.
Yep.
So if you have no problems during the race, well, you can set the pit settings before it starts racing. The problem is when you hit a wall, when you maybe have a puncture, then you are in a problem.
Yeah, you certainly are. All right.
Okay, maybe we should talk about the guys in the back of the pack.
I think we really should.
Yeah.
I think we really should. They're doing a terrific job. Let's move to the guy in position number 6.
Yeah, Massimo Della Pellegrina from the Burning Tires team.
Yep.
With another Saline.
Yeah, it is. And he also has some damage. Notice it's on the front right of the car. There's a little dent there, isn't there?
Yeah, it looks like he had contact with the wall.
Yeah, it could be. But it doesn't look at it as if it slows him down, does it?
Well, the cap is a bit worse than the guys in the front of the race, but well, looks like he has a constant pace.
Yeah, certainly. He's one lap down at this point, but that's way in front of Martin Hollman in 7th position, who is actually 3 laps down.
Yeah, Martin Hollman from A&E Racing. Well, but you know, even in the back, today it's a weird situation. Maybe it's a weird race. It was a test. It looked like there were some problems with the connection, but you have to fight also to be in the back of the pack. You know, in the normal conditions with a full grid. It's a good work to be there too.
All right, we can see Martin Hollman pitting here, and if I'm not mistaken, that is his first pit stop, or we might just have missed the other ones.
No, I think it's
okay, let's move.
His first one.
Is it? Okay. So, pitting out there, and let's move to the guy in position 8. And that is Riccardo Conti, but at least on my screen, there's no car to be seen.
Yeah, there is a kind of problem in there. Well, this is a test race to test things like that, so, well, we can say it is normal today, Eckhart.
Yeah, it's a pity though, isn't it? I mean, he's done something like, what, 40 laps, and he seems to be out of the race, or he might be able to rejoin actually. Sometimes these, you get stuck and it takes about 20-30 seconds, and suddenly you're back in the race. So let's see if he will recover from that incident.
Yeah, I wonder, there was, you know, a Steam update these days. So maybe I don't know. We always blame Steam when this happens. But
yeah, we certainly do.
Yeah, poor guys. They do. I think they do a great job. I buy a lot of games in Steam, but yeah, maybe after a patch, there are always some problems. I don't know. Probably can be that.
Yeah, it could be a possible explanation. At any rate, I'm just at this moment checking the timing. We're down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars still running. That's David Greco in front. And 20 seconds left.
He's about to lap Massimo della Pellegrina.
Oh yes, that would be the second time, I think. And a 23-second gap now to Christopher Larsson, then another 13 seconds to Christopher Aponte, who is still in the race. Car still looks damaged on the right side, but he keeps going. And then another gap of 17 seconds to Luca de Manincourt. Michael Helen down another 5 seconds. And Massimo della Pellegrina right now has been lapped, so he is 2 laps down. Martin Hallman 4 laps down.
Well, I see Michael Helen have visual contact with the guy in front. That is always a good reference.
Okay,
there is no better
Eckhart, your microphone is blocked. We have broadcasting some problems. Excuse us. That was activated. Still it's. Okay, now sorry for the inconvenience. These are the kind of things we wanted to. All these mistakes is what we wanted to do in these test races to make a perfect job in the next one. So
exactly.
Yeah. So well,
exactly.
Thank you, Eckhart.
Okay, thank you folks, bye-bye. So that means I'm off now, if I'm not mistaken?
No. I say thank you because you had the mistake, so we can test it and we know that can happen.
Okay, never mind. So you keep me on, even with that microphone, making the odd mistake, the odd problem here and there. All right.
Yeah, Eckhart, I was saying, Michael Helen has visual contact with the car in front. So, well, that's the best reference in my opinion.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna...
Okay, we can see the gap is closing. Michael Helen is having a good pace now. I think a bit better than the burning tires drive. Massimo della Pellegrina. And, well...
Yeah. I agree, David. It looks as if he's closing the gap there, just a little.
In some laps, I think we can have a new fight for position
4.
Sorry, yeah, it was Luca de Manincourt. I was wrong.
Exactly. Well, it's all those Celine's. You can easily mix them up, can't you? So it's Luca de Manincourt in position 4, and following him pretty closely is Michael Helen. Let's have a quick check on that gap there, second-wise. They're actually only 5 seconds apart. Okay, guys. Sorry? Yes? Yeah, thank you there, Jose. And, but saying bye-bye, I mean, how about when will this race actually end? I really didn't actually get the exact time when we started. How many more minutes do we have left on the track?
Check.
Okay, folks, we're still following Mikael Helen, and he's still closing the gap to the car in front, to fourth positioned Luca de Manicourt. Right now the gap is down to about 2 seconds, and 2.2 seconds, actually 2.5 seconds. So Mikael Helen really moving in there. It's lap 42 of the race, in fact. And we have David Greco still in the lead, Christopher Larson 26 seconds down, Christopher Aponte another 16 seconds down. Then the two that we're watching, that's Luca de Manicourt in fourth position. He is 20 seconds down, another 20 seconds down, sorry. And then Mikael Helen, the gap right now is 3 seconds. Then we have Massimo Della Pellegrina still running 2 laps down, and Martin Hallman still running 5 laps down.
Yeah, I think we already have a fight for position 4. Mikkel is getting closer and closer to the car in front, to the burning tires car, so it's a question of some laps to have a very close fight.
I totally agree there, David. He's been moving in steadily, and if I look at the driving, his driving seems just a little bit more under control, and so it might be that overall his setup or his handling is just a tad better than of the car that's lean in front.
Yeah, well, maybe Luca Manicourt is having some kind of problems with the tires. You know, the car works very different when your tires are not in a good situation. So
yeah,
maybe that's the
I totally agree. Okay, so with 70 minutes of the laps done, of the race done, 70 minutes done, and with the leader having done 44 laps, we're now approaching the last 20 minutes, and David Greco's still up there in front, and we're watching the battle here for position 4 between Luca de Manincourt and Michael Hellen, who is really closing in now, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he already has the slipstream of the car ahead. Let's wait for the main straight to see what happens.
Yeah, I think if once he gets into the slipstream, but we noticed before, didn't we, that the Saleen is pretty good on the straights, whereas the Aston seems to be a far better choice in the tight parts of the track. So it might be that we see what we've seen at the beginning of the race, that the Saleen, when you try to overtake him, is definitely pulling away on the straights, and you're really getting close with the Aston in the turns that are slower.
Yeah, I agree with you, Eckhart. It looks, it's possible we see that thing again. It's a powerful car, the Saleen in the straights. So you can approach him because you can be faster in the lap by lap, but once you are close to the Saleen, well, you will have a problem to overtake that car, because it looks as the high speed of the Saleen, it's I would say even better than the rest of any of the other cars.
Yeah, okay. So they're only 1 second apart now, and with 20 minutes to go, I don't think any of the drivers is going to pit for a second time. What do you think, David?
Well, with 17 minutes to go, I don't think any of the cars need to stop at this moment. I could see. Yeah, go ahead, Eckhart.
Yeah, it looks as if they're all on a one-pit strategy then, aren't they?
Yeah, they did stop at the middle of the race, so it looks like this.
All right, and Michael has definitely closed the gap now. He's right behind Luca de Manincourt, and I wonder how long he's actually taking to make his move. This is a 90-minute race, and with 15 minutes to go, I think he can definitely wait for another 3 or 4 laps to make his move.
Yes, or even wait for the mistake of Luca de Manincourt, you know.
That
pressure,
can of course also happen.
Yeah, exactly. The pressure is in there, Eckhart. So, well, if you remember at the start of the race, we have been talking about taking it easy at the beginning of the race and keep the tires working fine the 90 minutes. So, well, this is the result maybe.
Yeah, it could be. And they're now actually moving up to Martin Hollmann in position 7, who is about to be lapped by the 2. So that might just open the chance that Michael Hellen has been waiting for.
Yeah, well, it wasn't in the straight, so it was an easy movement, I think. But yeah, a lap car can always be a complicated situation.
Yes, big thanks there to Martin Hollmann. I think, well, might not be so interesting for the viewers, but for the drivers, it's really nice if the guy who's about to be lapped then picks a good point, in this case the long straight, to just pull over a little, let the 2 pass, and let them have their fight.
Yes, you know, you're always expecting that from the guy about to be lapped, but not everybody is doing that. So yeah, you have to say thank you when someone goes out of the way, like Martin did.
Okay. I think in the back there we just saw 6th placed Massimo Della Pellegrina. He was either having some trouble or he was trying to make way there.
Yeah, I think he was making a blue flag, but I have to say that it's not that easy to make the blue flags. Sometimes, it's my opinion at least, sometimes we think the other people is not willing to give us room or to let us pass easily, and it's more complicated because sometimes you do the move you think is right, and then you disturb more the other driver. It's very complex from my point of view.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, the regulations are that, especially in GT racing, it's the faster car who has to basically take care of the situation, and so that the slower cars are also not interfered with if they are fighting at that point with another driver.
Now there's a really interesting battle between Mikael and Luca Aldermanico. Really interesting.
Yeah, Mikael did manage to overtake Luca.
Yeah, and Luca is trying to fight back, but he has to take the long way around here. He very nearly overshot his breakpoint there and just missed Mikael by a few virtual inches. So, but he's hot on the trail. I think he's not going to give that position away without a fight.
Yes, but I think I am right if I say that Luca's tires are gone. At least this is the sensation I am having.
Yep.
He's fighting to keep the pace. Looks like he's having huge problems to follow Mikael.
Yes, I totally agree with you, David. Especially at the apex of the turns, he seems to have some problems keeping his car straight and on the desired line. However, right now we see Mikael Helen just doing a wee bit of a slide on the getting out of the turn. And Luca apparently trying to put some pressure on Mikael. I mean, it's a payback time now for the laps and laps and laps that Mikael has put pressure on him, isn't it?
Yeah. Looks like this, yeah. Well, he's very close. I must say, I'm quite amazed.
He's really close. But it certainly comes at a price. If he gets close in the corners, then he has huge problems exiting the turns, if I see that correctly.
Yeah, looks like this. But at the moment he's not losing a big time
no.
in the lap times. So well, maybe if he can manage to reach the end of the race in that situation, they can have a fight for P4 again.
Yeah, it might be. Just tell us kindly, David, how many more minutes to go in this 90-minute race?
Well, now we have in 77 minutes, 78 now. So it's 12.
12, yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Jose. That's 12 minutes to go. That's a dozen minutes. And they are really close to 2 here. Really fighting it out.
I really want to see the first official race to have a full grid. I hope all the skins, everything, because well, it's not that I'm disappointed because the objective of this test race was that test the possible problems, but we have a very short grid in most part of this race, and I really want to see the full grid with all the battles between the great drivers I think we have in the championship.
I totally agree with you there. And then, in case anybody thinks they're missing out on something, while we watched the battle for position number 4 between Michael Hallen and Luca de Manincourt, let me tell you that with 10 minutes to go, we're in lap 52. David Greco has just entered lap 52. He's still in the lead, and he's leading Christopher Larsson of Blue Flag Racing by 31 seconds, and then third place is Christopher Aponte of RPM. He's 56 seconds down to David Greco. Then we have the two battling there for the position. That's Michael Hanna and Luca de Manincourt. They're 1 minute 9 and 1 minute 10 respectively away from David Greco. And there's two cars still running out there, still struggling, still fighting, still staying on track. That's Massimo Dalla Pellegrina, 2 laps down, and Martin Hallman. Big congratulations to him, 6 laps down, but still in the race.
Okay, Eckhart or Jose, if we go back to the fight for P4, Luca de Manincourt, well, I am a bit surprised because I was thinking he was about to lose all the gap because the tires problem, but it looks like he can keep the pace and follow Michael.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, David. It seems to be that with the pressure gone, and with him now being the one who can put the pressure on Michael, that is the position that he really enjoys a lot more. And at this point, I'm not able to check the lap times. It would be interesting to see if he actually is faster now than he was when he was still in position number 4.
Well, they are in the same second, but in the last lap, Luca was 1/10 faster of Michael.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, and with the Celine so strong on the straights, we might actually still see a move here by him.
I was thinking, Eckhart, that, well, you know, maybe the tires are gone, but that guy, Luca de Manincourt, is racing for a team called the Burning Tires, so, well, maybe they are used to race in that conditions. I am not sure.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't have any information about the way that these guys train, but you never know. Maybe they actually train with burning tires or something. Well, right now Michael is just pulling away a little, so that might give us a chance to also have a look at the race leader and the first positions number 2 and 3. Let's move a little to David Greco. David Greco has just started lap 54, and he's 30 seconds in front of Christopher Larsson.
Yeah, it seems the only opportunity for this to change is some technical problems or a big driving mistake, but most likely, I think this will be the final standings. Only the doubt in the 4th and 5th position.
Yeah, it looks pretty much like David Greco is in full control here of the race, and I must say this. If I look at the driving, it looks absolutely perfect what he's doing. The tires must be pretty worn by now, and he must be pretty tired. It's been 82 long minutes on the track, but I really can't see any mistakes at all.
Yeah, there are no big mistakes, and if you watch him racing, well, he's all the time in the same pace and very aggressive in every corner. Yep. It's amazing. After 80 minutes racing, keep that pace.
I certainly agree. Look at the way he actually throws the car into the corner. It's quite breathtaking style, really, isn't it? Okay, let's move then to second place Christopher Larson. Let's give him some airtime. He's just now crossed the line, and he is now in lap 55, 34 seconds behind Greco. And he's certainly doing a pretty good job here in virtual Japan, isn't he, David?
Yeah, it was amazing.
He was a race leader at some time, and he was very consistent in the battles in the first laps, very fair, and really waiting for the good time to make his move.
Yeah, Christopher is one of these drivers you always see in the top places.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe there are other drivers that win more races than him, but he is always on the top. You see one standings, and when he is racing, and he is all the time in the top spots.
Yes, I totally agree with you. He's not the kind of very aggressive driver who really pushes to the limit, but he's rather the type that is in control of the race, watches what the other guys are doing, and then when he realizes this is my time now to make my move, he definitely makes that move. And yeah, very consistent driver, Christopher Larson. All right, let's move to third place, Christopher Aponte of RPM Racing. And his Corvette still looks pretty awful on the right side.
Yes, seems he didn't take the time in the pits to repair that. He decided to go ahead.
Might be that he had his suspension repaired, though. That's something that we wouldn't see from the outside, wouldn't we, David?
Sorry, I got to go again.
Yeah, it looks as if it might be that he had the suspension repaired. Because if you look at his style now, it's much more quiet, much more in control than what we saw at the beginning of the race, when we both had the impression that something was wrong with the suspension, that he couldn't really put all the power that Corvette has on the tarmac.
Yeah, looks like the car feels better now. I'm not sure, Eckhart, but well, we should ask Christopher after the race. You know, he made an exhibition in Valencia. He was very consistent. So, well, I'm pretty sure he had some problems at the start, but I am not sure what kind of problems he had.
Yeah, let's find out after the race. Okay, let's move to that battle for position 4. I think it's pretty much over, if I'm not mistaken. That's Michael Hellon, and I can't see that Celine anywhere around. Can you, David?
No, they have lost even the visual contact, so I don't know what happened there, but
I'm watching the times, and they are like 7 seconds separated from one from the other. The gap is 7 seconds now. maybe something
okay.
happened to Luca.
Yeah, or maybe he was just, pushing to the limit, but you can only do that for so long, can't you?
Yeah, it's true. And mostly if his tires were on the last, giving the last of the grip, maybe now he's sliding around.
That might, even with burning tires and everything, the tires might simply be totally gone by now. He was possibly just pushing the max out of them when we saw him trying to fight back, trying to get back into position number 4, and right now he might just be concentrating on finishing this race.
Yeah, but I have to say that he could push after being overtaken in the last part of the race, and that requires a good, a strong mind to...
It certainly does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree there with you, Jose. It really means that you have to be very, very focused. I mean, these guys were at it for 70 minutes, for 80 minutes, and he was still, desperately trying to close the gap to Mikhail, not trying to let Mikhail move away, which he has now done. 7 seconds, you say, so that is quite a big gap that Mikhail has opened there in the last 1 or 2 minutes.
And I have to say the end of the race is very close. Probably we are in the last lap.
Oh, we're in the last lap now. Thank you very much for that information, Jose. So let's have a quick rundown there. Let's start at the leading car. And that is still David Greco. And
38 seconds ahead of Christopher Larson.
38 seconds ahead. And he's approaching the last turn now. That's the entrance to the pits, and he's on the curbs again. And down the finish straight, and David Greco is the winner of this race.
Yes, congratulations
to his team.
Yeah, he made a great job. It was amazing. The pace he had along the 90 minutes. It's hard to believe.
Yeah, breathtaking. And let's move now to second place, Christopher Larsson. He's in the last turn now. And it's the second Aston Martin going down the straight. Perfect job by him too. Second position.
Yes, very constant as usual for him. I mean, very constant in the top.
Okay, here comes third position, Christopher Aponte in the Corvette. Down the straight, over the line, and he's on the podium.
He managed to drive the car until the end. That damage.
And if I'm not mistaken, really Michael Helen is over the line, and so is Luca de Marincourt in positions 4 and 5. So do I. If I'm not mistaken, the chaps who are still out on the track have actually been lapped and should have finished the race by now. All right, with the race done, let's have a quick look at the overall timing, and that means that David Greco finished first here at the Aida track in Japan, which is now called the Okoyama track, I think. And it's Christopher Larsson in second position, 36 seconds down. Christopher Aponte, number 3, 1 minute and 3 seconds down. And watch this, Mikael Hallen has actually closed the gap in the last couple of laps to only 1 second down. He's only 1.1 seconds away from Christopher Aponte. He's in position number 4. Luca de Monincourt finishes in position 5, 1 minute 19 down from David Greco. Then we have Massimo Dalla Pellegrina running in position 6, 3 laps down, and Martin Hallman still going strong there, 6 laps down in position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that was it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I will try to gather one of the guys for an interview.
Oh, brilliant.
Before pitting,
we have David Greco on air. We are on air. Hello, David. Our announcer will interview you now.
Yeah, hello, David. This is Eckhard von Glan speaking. Congratulations, great race. Hello, David. Can you hear me? Brilliant. Tell us about the pit strategy you had. You pitted a bit early, didn't you?
Yes, well, I had still a lot of fuel on my car, but the tires were, well, not the tires, all people's tires were worn out. I thought if I get in before, I can just gain a lot of time after in the race with new tires, and that's what happened.
Yeah, sounds like a very good strategy. David, any question to the race winner?
Well, yes. I would like to know when fighting at the beginning of the race, David, you were before a group of 4 or 5 cars. What happened in the?
Sorry to interrupt you, David. He's left the race. He's left the race. But is he still on the interview?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, he's with us. David,
brilliant.
what happened? It's okay. What happened at the beginning of the race when following this group of 4 or 5 cars? We saw you very patient, waiting for your chance to overtake in them. What happened in the group?
Actually, I think I had, let's say, a bad setup. I mean, yes, it was fast, but I was way lower than others in the straight line. In middle of pack, I couldn't do anything. I would get passed by other people on the street. So basically, what happened? I think I told myself, you know, I had to take them one by one. I just let them pass, and then I came back and took them one by one, and that's what happened. It was the only thing I could do.
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah, brilliant move, brilliant idea.
Do you have any questions?
No, only say congratulations to him, and congratulations to me, because he's my teammate.
Yeah, well done there, Team Black Rebels, well done.
Yeah, well done, David.
So, well,
congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, guys. It was nice. Now let's see the real race how it's gonna happen. But for sure, I'm not gonna be so slow on the straight line. For sure, it was the worst thing ever.
Okay, so we're going to see you again at Nürburgring GP, first race of the season then.
Yeah, sure. We will see each other, I guess. Well, I mean, at least online. Take care, guys. Ciao.
Bye. Take care.
Well, we also have now Christopher Aponte, the third driver. So, hello, Christopher. You are live now.
Hey, hello, say.
Well,
Hi, Christopher.
congratulations.
Hey, Eckhart, hi. Thank you. Lucky win, or lucky third place, let's say.
Yeah, tell us about your car, Christopher. We noticed that there was a bit of damage to the right-hand side, and we saw a very crazy spin on the front line. Could you tell us what that was all about?
Yeah, you know the Corvette. He has too much power, so sometimes you need to go easy on the gas. So I got a bit too much on my heavy feet, and I spun a bit on the front straight.
Okay. So that was actually on the start and finish line, wasn't it?
Yes, indeed. It happened 2 times actually. So I thought I almost lost my tire. So I was lucky enough to keep on racing.
Yeah, we saw you had we saw you had some problems then in the laps following. After the pit stop, did you actually change anything in the pit stop? Did you have anything repaired?
No, actually I couldn't, because if not mistake, you can only change if you lost the splitters and such. You can only change that, but it was only cosmetic damage, so I just raced with the damage.
Okay.
I was lucky.
Yeah, we have been wondering what happened to you to damage the car this way, because you were in a very good pace as in the Valencia race last weekend.
Yes. The problem is, like I said, I had some damage behind, and the car then began feeling a bit different, too much twitchy. So I decided to just run it off, and when I went to the pits, I changed some tires, and I got the car started to handle better and better.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the problem is I miscalculated fuel, so I almost didn't make it.
Oh dear. So you were basically on your very last virtual drops of fuel there in the last laps.
Yes, I was actually lifting off a lot, and I saw if I would make it or not. At the finish line, I think I had 0.1 liter of fuel.
Woo, that was close.
Yeah, really close.
Okay, so we also have Mikael Helen. He didn't make the podium, but we don't have contact with Christopher Larson, so we moved to the 4th place.
Exactly. All right, thank you very much, Christopher Aponte. Great race there, finished in 3rd. Mikael Helen, you were really closing in on Christopher Aponte in the last laps. Tell us about it.
Well, I could see I gained about half a second, almost a second per lap, and, well, just tried to catch him before it was too late. Made a few small mistakes, and, yeah, I don't know, didn't really catch him.
Okay.
In the broadcast, it looks like if you, Christopher, were maybe giving a bit of room to your engine at the end of the race.
How do you mean? So lifting off early, you mean?
Yeah, I mean at the last laps, when Mikael Helen gets very close to you, it looks like if you were giving some room to your engine, you know.
Yeah, to save fuel, I lift off really early, so I let it coast more, so I can still reach the end. I thought I'd make it, I thought I wouldn't make it, so I just took the risk and lift off.
Okay. And let's speak a little more to Mikael Helen. You had a great fight there for position number 4 with that Celine. It looked as if you were closing in and then actually waiting for a chance to get past, and we both thought you would be really fast, but the moment you overtook him, he was very hot on your trail, actually very hot on your tail, actually following you very closely. Did you expect that?
Not really. It was the same as with Christopher. I gained very fast on him, and well, I was waiting a bit to see if he would make any mistakes. I didn't have to take any chances, but he didn't really make any mistakes, so I had to try to get past him. And when I did, well, he had the slipstream in the straights, and well, I guess he just put in a little bit of more effort into the laps just after it. So.
Yeah, but you managed to lose him, I think, after about 4 or 5 laps, didn't you?
Yeah, he made a very small mistake. I think he lost about half a second in one of the turns, and well, made him lose the slipstream. And then I started to, well, go away about half a second or 1 second again. So soon I had a 4 or 5 second lead over him. So well, it was no problem anymore.
Brilliant.
Okay, Mikael, I have a question for you. We saw you pit in for 2 times in a row. What happened? Why did you pit in 2 times?
Well, this is the first race for me, so didn't really know how I would put the fuel and the strategy and everything. And well, it seemed like I had a lot of fuel when it was time for my pit, and was concentrating to change the fuel amount, and somehow I forgot the pit limiter, and I think I had a little bit too much speed into the pits and got to stop and go. So
oh dear.
Whoa.
Oh dear. Yeah, we expected a stop and go because it was really a very, very quick pit, the second one.
Yeah, it was a hard.
Oh well, bad luck to you. Okay, guys.
I think we have Eckhart. We have Kevin Asher from RPM in the room with us.
Brilliant.
Maybe we can make some last questions to Kevin.
Yeah, good idea. Kevin, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Brilliant. Kevin, if I see this correctly, you had to leave the race pretty early. Can you tell us what happened?
Yeah, from the start on it went quite bad. I had a very, very bad qualifying and qualified only on the 11th position. And after the red flag in the first race, I was on P13 in the second race. And it didn't get better from then. And at some time, the game didn't record my laps anymore. And on the left top, it said 11th position, while I actually was 6th, so I had to...
Oh dear.
Oh,
that doesn't sound good.
Weird.
Yeah. It
Well,
certainly
we are
is,
sure
because there were only...
Yeah, go ahead, Eckhart.
Yeah, there were only 7 people actually finishing the race, so it might be that other people had the same kind of problem that you had.
Yeah, also from the start on, I saw some guy, if you press tab or something like that, you see the nameplate over the driver's car, and he had no position number behind his.
Oh dear. Okay.
Well, I am pretty sure you will have better luck in next race, Kevin.
Fortunately, it was the test race, and next week there will be RPM home. I'm pretty sure it's gonna get better.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Eckhart, I think we have to end the connection. What are you expecting from Nürburgring, Eckhart?
Well, I don't know. Hopefully I will be running in the grid that's being shown on PSR TV in the GT Sports race, and I expect we have a full grid. I expect we have perfect skins, because the skins that we've seen so far are really absolutely breathtaking, and I expect we'll have some really close races out there in front. Let's just hope that all the technology works out fine, that all the connections are stable, that Steam doesn't mix up anything, so that we have some good close racing.
Yeah, exactly. Let's wish that.
Okay. So, it's time to say goodnight then. Goodbye, everybody. I hope you had a great fun the way we had. David, it was a great race, wasn't it?
Yeah, for sure. It was exciting at the beginning, exciting at the end. I can't even imagine a full grid race next week at Nürburgring, the home of the roaring Pipes Maniacs. Well, let's see what this race brings.
Yeah, and,
okay.
I want to say thank you to all the drivers for their patience in these test races. We confused them a little bit, changing the times and restarting and everything, and all the people was really nice. Thank you. And thank you to Eckhart and David that made a great work commenting the race. You really did it great, very professional, and I'm willing to have you in the next broadcast, because I can't imagine better commentators.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks. It was a pleasure.
It certainly was a pleasure. Okay, bye-bye. See you.
See you next week, guys. Jose, are we still live? Jose?
Sí, tío. Perdona. ¿Qué te digo? Me voy a tener que ir pitando.
Sí, yo también.
Hablamos
mañana, a ver si tienes un ratillo. Si no, cuando esto ya está más o menos enfilado. Falta el GPCOS. Si quieres, mañana comentamos algo así por encima, si tienes un hueco, y si no